Hi guys, Ready here. So previously I posted the Khloros that is taking down, speed clearing the all 4 Inferno bosses, right? All 4 Shell Inferno bosses. And for today, we're gonna take a look at Khloros clearing Terrormaton and also Aurora. So why not Khloros is gonna clear Doki Doki is because of element disadvantage, because the Doki Doki mob here, they're gonna have blue element, so it's not going to be advantage for Khloros to actually clear them, and it's also not something you want to do that. So the only content in this game that Khloros is not going to be that good is against Doki Doki because of the elemental disadvantage. Okay, so I'll be breaking down them by one. You can go check out with the timestamp I provided, so you can go see which part you really want to enjoy. And special thanks to Acne again for letting me to log in his account to showcase how Khloros is doing in PvE content. Is actually one of the best DPS you can actually go for. Okay, so the first one we're gonna take a look here is the Terrormaton team. Then this is the team setup he's actually using. Khloros here as the DPS, and then D9 here for your debuffer, Freya here for your buffer, and also the multi-hit, because you want multi-hit to trigger Khloros Doom Toe. Because at the S3 here, you want to trigger the 10th hit of Doom Toe, and Revelation actually does additional hit for Doom Toe as well. Same for Freya, also the multi-hit and also buffing up your team with a tech up buff. Veronica here is to steal the immunity from the boss to make Dina able to land the debuff. And also Veronica here can give your whole team Soul Ward to prevent them from dying, and also if you manage to steal the immunity, you can put immunity for your whole team and your team won't get debuff at all, and also Terminator down. Okay, then for D-Ting here is your finisher, because after Khloros spam the damage, then D-Ting will be the last one to finish Terminator down. So this is the team setup, and now let's take a look how the run goes. Okay, so we have to target at the boss first, then Veronica will cast her S3 and steal the immunity from the boss, so it will apply immunity for your whole team. And also Soul Ward, so your ally won't die at all because you have the Soul Ward here. Then Dina will be able to apply the debuff to the boss, okay, because you no longer have immunity. Khloros here will apply the damage and also the special debuff to trigger the Doom Toe. Okay, Freya here will trigger S3, apply a attack a buff, nightmare debuff to the boss, and trigger the Doom Toe instantly to let Khloros spam another S3, left a little bit HP here. Then D-Ting here will one-shot the boss and take the boss away. Okay, so everything is very smooth for this team. It only takes 31 seconds. Then the only RNG factor of, obviously there's an RNG factor here when you're doing speedrun team, is gonna be if Veronica actually fails to dispel. If Veronica fails to steal the buff from the boss, then the run might actually lose, because you need Veronica to actually steal the immunity from the boss. Okay, now we're gonna take a look at the gear. So for Khloros here is a 100% crit rate, high crit damage and attack. Then for the module here is going for onslaught, momentum, and fury edge. To fully utilize the damage output from the momentum, you need a lot of debuff, and Dina can apply the debuff for you. And then Shell here is going for White Fang. Okay, then this is the passive, and then White Fang here can trigger additional 2 hit to the Doom Toe stack that will make Khloros keep on casting the S3 to nuke the boss. Then for D-Ting here is going for more than 100% crit rate. It doesn't matter because the passive can convert your crit rate into crit damage, and then you have high crit damage and attack. Module here is going for Foray, Momentum, and Foray Edge, so to maximize the output from the debuff as well. And then the shell here, you are going for count. So why you are using count and not like the other shell is because White Fang gives you additional 2 hit, but White Fang here is more about the long-term damage for the crit damage increase. And then for Revelation here is for multi-hit, while D-Ting is not multi-hit. So the best value here is actually going to be count to increase D-Ting's 1200 attack instantly to make D-Ting able to one-shot the boss to finish up the damage. Okay, then the next one is going to be Dina. Dina here 115 is going for Codex of Magic, high effect accuracy and decent speed. You'll notice the speed is not even that fast. Module here just focus on Swift Rush, nothing too special, just want to focus on effect accuracy. Then the shell here is going for Codex of Magic to double spam the S3 if really needed. Okay, but you can notice that the passive here is nothing too fancy as well. Alright, then the next one is going to be Freya. So Freya here is a non-skill up Freya, no skill up at all. High crit rate, you want high crit rates because you want to trigger the revelation, and then decent effect accuracy will do. The nightmare debuff depends on your luck. You can land it or you don't land it, is fine, as long as you trigger the revelation damage from your crit rate, and decent speed will do. Then the module here is going for Foray Momentum Foray-ish, is a DPS Freya. Then for the shell here is going for revelation to trigger more additional stack, because the revelation damage count will count into the Khloros Doom Toll to make Khloros keep spamming the Doom Toll. Okay, after Terrormaton, we're gonna take a look. The next one is gonna be Aurora. So Aurora here, he's also using Khloros. It's actually clear Aurora pretty fast as well, and it's actually more consistent than the Terrormaton one. So this is the team setup. Okay, we're gonna use Holden here for dispelling the boss, and also apply resist down and attack down to make Aurora not able to do a lot of damage. Rosa here is bounty hit and also able to debuff the boss, and also revelation here able to trigger more hits into the Khloros Doom Toll to make Khloros keep on spamming the S3. Then Khloros here as one of the main DPS. Then we have Mia here to keep buffing up the team, maintaining the heals and also extend the buff and also reduce the debuff, all this thing. Mia is actually a very universal supporter here. Okay, then the next one is going to be Dina to apply the debuff to make you able to nuke down the boss. And now let's take a look here. Focus on the boss, let the boss take the action first. Okay, they do some damage. Then Holden here is going to dispel the boss. You dispel the boss immunity. S3, okay, apply attack down and also all this thing here. Let them take the turn, is fine. Okay, Mia is going to heal up your team with the supernova. Then you can remove the cursed shields here so you can do damage to the boss. Then Khloros here with S3 do damage to the boss and also apply the Doom Toll stack. And now your job is to try to remove the Doom Toll stack as fast as possible. So Dina instantly trigger the Doom Toll stack, let Khloros S3 do damage to Aurora. Then now it's going to be Rosa. S3 do multi-hit with Revelation, and then follow up with a S1 to trigger the Doom Toll instantly and make Khloros cast another S3 to nuke the boss. Then Holden here, S2 will reduce the boss turn meter, but it's fine. Okay, then all we need to do is wait until the Doom Toll get triggered again. Okay, now, okay, then Khloros cast another S3 and the boss is going to die. So Holden here, the counter attack actually plays in a very good role, because every time Holden counter attack, then there's a if you crit, which you're going to crit, and then it will trigger Rosa to counter attack, assist attack, and trigger more hits on the Doom Toll to make Khloros cast another S3 to nuke down the boss. So this is actually a very fast Aurora team if you are actually a Khloros lover, or if you're looking for a team that can actually clear Aurora very fast. Now let's take a look at the build here. So Rosa here, you're going for 70% crit rate, is because you have self crit rate buff from herself, so you don't really need to build that high crit rate. Then focus on crit damage and attack. This is a maxed out Rosa. Then the module here is Foray Momentum Foray-ish to maximize the PvE damage output. Then for the shell here is going for Revelation to trigger the additional hit to count into the Doom Toll to let the Doom Toll keep triggering. And then this is the passive stats, basically focus on aggressive. Okay, then the next one is going to be Khloros. So Khloros here, same thing, 100% crit rate, high crit rate, high crit damage and attack. Module here going for Onslaught Momentum Foray-ish for the maximized PvE damage output. Then for the shell here is going for White Fang. Passive is the aggressive one. And then White Fang is because to deal additional 2 hit to the Doom Toll stack to let Khloros have an easier time to spam the S3. Then the next one is going to be Mia. So Mia here is a non-skill up Mia, and then the speed is 124, nothing too fast. Then the module here going for Swift Rush to have a decent amount of speed, and Cure here to increase the healing amount so you can actually remove the debuff from your DPS as fast as possible, because Mia heals is based on her max HP. So you want to focus on max HP to make Mia able to trigger more heals, and then the kill set here makes your healing effect increase by 25% and Supernova increase another 35%, so you make the heal from the S3, the Mia S3 instantly proc very high. And then Supernova here have a synergized passive to make the damage output slightly higher as well. Okay, then the next one is going to be Dina. So Dina here 100% crit rate is to proc the Revelation. You want the Revelation stack, and high effect accuracy. Speed here nothing too much. Then the module here is going for Foray, Momentum, Time Wheel, Foray Age, nothing too special. You just want to focus on crit rate, effect accuracy, and a mixture of speed. Then for the shell here, it's going for Revelation. You want the crit to trigger the Revelation proc to proc the Khloros Doom Toll more often as well. So this is for the Dina, and then the next one is going to be Holden. Holden here, non-skill up, everything is level 1, and then you want to focus on speed and effect accuracy. Just make sure that Holden is the fastest in your team and able to remove the immunity from the boss so you can actually land the debuff. Okay, effect accuracy have to be high here. Then the module here is going for Wellspring, Swift Rush, and Swift Smite. Basically just focus on speed and effect accuracy. The Wellspring here is just something additional because the Jackal Guard here gives you additional Wellspring. Okay, then the passive here, nothing too special. You notice that this is even useless on Holden because Holden's job here is just to remove the immunity and also do some additional hit to trigger the Doom Toll. Alright, so that's all. We already covered Aurora and also Terrormaton. And also the only boss you can't do is Doki Doki, but you can also use it at Union bosses as well. Because if you come to Union bosses here, even though it's elemental disadvantage and this is the first boss, you are able to get SSS based on what you hit. And he is also using Khloros in Cage Rumble. So if you look at Cage Rumble ranking here, is currently rank 16. And then the team 2 here, when you are fighting Sharon, he's actually using Khloros as a main DPS because even though Sharon can't get debuff, the Khloros S3 here is able to actually apply the Doom Toll debuff to the boss because it's not counted as a debuff, it's counted as a special status effect. So you'll let Khloros keep spamming the S3 to the boss as well, and also elemental advantage. Alright, so basically that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video for like these two videos, the previous one and this current one, about the Khloros showcase, because I really think that Khloros is a underrated DPS. I think more player focus on the DPS is like Messiah or probably Yeli or probably Diting, which is true, they are actually very strong, but I think I saw lesser player have noticed that Khloros is actually very strong in PvE bosses, and probably one of the unit you want to invest in if you are a PvE player that really likes to look at big damage. Then Khloros is actually worth to invest, but if we don't talk about PvP. Alright, so basically that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down what you guys think about it, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Sky Elk, Trekcan, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Nader, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Chani, Antonio Winterspoon, Rocco Stenzions, thank you so much for your support. And also special thanks to the Super Tanks MVP, HMZ Rings, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chani. Thank you so much for your support.